Who is Randy?
Don't bring anyone mother into this.
Your mom in the fucking stand!
It's interesting that you say that, Ian, that Americans are not comfortable with that much realness. I think you're right. I think you're right.
But you guys are. Like, the fact that you can show that, you're fine with real.
We are, but I think the
Right.
audience at large, I would make like a, like at the Midwest and maybe the South. How do you do in the South?
I do. Now I'm able to get them to come to my game, right? So that's the thing that is been for me. I haven't been able to build this huge following. So I've been able to take people that have never seen me before and want to get on the ride. Mm-hmm. Every so often there's a couple people that don't want to go on the ride, and I'm always confused by them. I'm like, so you've either watched what I've done, shown up, and then been shocked that I'm doing what you watch that I do,
right?
Or you were fine with going to something without knowing what it was, and then being offended by that it was something that you didn't want to see.
Right.
So
the second one's even crazier.
Because you think you would be researching, if you're like, I need this window and this window only, you would research.
I love
like
that
a motherfucker.
The analogy that people make for that with bands, when you're like, I'm not going to look at who's playing tonight, but I'm going to show up, and if it's not the music I like, I'm going to be pissed about it. Like,
well, I'm going to stay.
Crazy.
I'm going to stay and be pissed,
Yeah.
which is the weirdest thing. And I'm going to scowl at you and heckle you.
And then I'm going to complain at the end.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat the
super
whole
weird.
burger and then say it was shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My God, I
And
could barely eat that whole burger.
Leave a comment card, too.
Oh, comment?
Oh, the
Do those
comment.
exist?
They used to.
They used to. And then they gave them, there was a minute where the Funny Bones were giving select audience members a digital,
Remember that shit?
device, like a tablet,
glowing in the middle
and they
of
were
the
like,
show.
"What do you think of the comedian, the material, the feature, the food, the
Right.
lighting?"
Oh
and have them rate. And I'm like,
But
"Why are you doing this?"
The
guys?"
comedians were a very little thing.
Yes.
It was more about the food and the
the environment, the parking. Was the parking convenient for you?
Yeah, were you able to walk quick enough to the club?
Do you like our beer selection? Would you want other beers on here?
An 8-hour research thing during your show. Yeah, that would be fun.
And then
So
like
depressing.
question 26. Did you like the comment? The thing that we do here? No. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. But you would come back and eat
Do
here.
you like comedy?
Yeah.
No? Oh, but how about just restaurants?
Yeah. Restaurants are good.
Okay,
Good,
then perfect.
Good.
If we were just a restaurant, I've always said from like the time I started doing stand-up and figuring out comedy clubs, the biggest thing that is the pain in the ass for comedy clubs is comedians. They hate comedians and everything they do. Like it's
So true.
have you if you go 10 minutes
so
over, they start
true.
losing their shit. I'm like, they're here to see me.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they're not. And I was like, oh, I wonder what the Funny Bone's like. Oh, who's that guy talking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because it fucks up the ticket drop. Sorry, the bill drop.
Right, yeah.
You went to, then they could have. That's 10 minutes. They could have sold more drinks.
Right.
And you sabotage. It's like it's so horrible. You're right.
You think you would just be going, you would be trying to figure out, especially in these days and times, you would just have it so you could keep ordering it, so your bill would go automatically onto your credit card, and you'd be
That
able to
would be
keep,
too smart.
Oh yeah,
That's way
But
too
now they have to
smart.
come
Sorry.
and drop it, and then
There's places
whisper
that-
loudly.
Yeah, they don't even like. I remember I worked. I don't want to give the club. There was a club where.
Go ahead, mention it.
Well, I had to tell them.
probably
after
is dead
this-
anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
probably. And when was the last time you two played a club?
You
Fuck
know,
off.
I don't really want to say it, but it was in Baltimore.
Oh, it doesn't exist.
Yeah, but I'm on stage, and they have a door between the showroom and the kitchen. They prop it open, so during the show, you hear Melissa, you going? Hey, are you gonna come over on Saturday? 'Cause I'm like, hey man, hey. I was like, do you want to shut that or just lower it?
Yeah,
And they're
yeah.
like, for
No.
what? I'm like, because there's a show going on.
I'm sorry, Tom. We're not going to have you back. Turns out you treat our staff badly.
Yeah.
What about
Where
the
is
club?
Melissa? Is she still here? Or is she go-
No, she quit because of you.
Because of me.
Yeah.
What about the club that would have the bar in the back of the showroom, and then they would run blending,
Ding, ding, ding,
blended
ding,
drinks,
yeah.
like the daiquiri
Well,
thing. would-
Where was that in Baltimore as well?
I never did
might have
Baltimore.
been.
I never done-
Baltimore had a club that had you paid $27 or something like that, and you got unlimited drinks.
That's good.
No, it's
Yes.
the worst. It's
Perfect.
The worst.
And they'd have 3 shows, so like unlimited drinks at 11 p.m. Just like you've been pre-gaming, now you get to really get into it. I'll have 64 daiquiris. And just like, It was just so violent. It
I
was
did
so Baltimore.
I did like a rock club. It's basically a music venue. It's like they'll convert for comedy sometimes.
Tell me more about the success you have.
And they had in between like the two, they have a around the venue complete like square bar that goes all the way around the interior.
Oh yeah.
So for a music show, you're like, it's perfect, right?
Yeah.
So the guy goes, look, we got this bar. It's what we do here. We're a bar, and you're here disrupting the bar. But we're gonna have the bar open till the moment the show starts. If you're cool with it, we'd like to keep it open during the show, and we'll really keep it. It won't be disruptive, but we would really like that. So I go, okay. Like if you're saying it won't disrupt the show, then let's do it. So we do the first show, and it's just like it's like a construction site. I mean, hey Eddie, unload that truck! It's so loud, and so
the dishwasher's in there as well.
Oh my god!
Whoa.
And of course people being
Vacuuming.
like, "Hey man, where's that tequila?" And like you're just yelling at it. So the show's over, and I go, "Hey, for this second show, we're gonna shut down that bar." And he goes, "Really?" And I go, "Yeah." Because that's what I was listening to for the whole show.
So distracting.
Really? And then you just, during that show, by the way, was perfect. But as I would look out, because the bar is still backlit, I could see bartenders looking like somber.
Aww.
Like
they just put them to sleep.
Yeah. And they were just like sad.
They powered
that this is
them
happening. Yeah, it was great.
Where was that?
That was...
Vancouver.
I don't know. No, it wasn't.
Canada's been nothing but lovely for me.
Who produces your shows up in Canada? Who's your production people?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? You don't
off
want
the
to
top
say
of my
it?
head. No. Off the top of my head, I can't.
Do you do Just for Laughs, or they don't?
They've done a bunch of the shows,
Yeah.
but they haven't done all the shows.
Oh, I see.
So they've done like
because they do a good job.
they
right?
do a good job. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wait, you know what my favorite club is? It's I don't want to say the name, but it's in the middle of the country. And on a Saturday night, when in the middle of your set, you hear meow, meow, meow,
Oh, I know.
meow. Do you know what it is?
Yes, I know
Is that in
where it is.
Peoria?
He guessed
And you're like,
it.
I wasn't there in the middle of summer. I was there. I was just like in the middle of winter. I'm like,
the
is that
best.
is that a racetrack across the street?
And they're like, yeah, but it's only for like the next 30 minutes, and then it's done. And you're like,
It's amazing. And then
the
45
best.
minutes after that, another race start. My Peoria experience was.
It's a good club, though. I like it.
it is a good club.
Yeah.
But here's my experience. Hey, do you want to do Peoria? I'd love to.
Yeah.
I don't look at a map. We'll see where it is. Somebody tells me just rent a car when you get to Chicago and drive there, not knowing it's 4 hours away.
Oh.
So I drive to Peoria, and nobody shows up. It's empty. And there's a strip club right next door as well.
Yeah, that's my favorite part. Yeah.
On my fourth show, I'm
directly next door.
directly next door. I'm like, on my fourth show, I'm like, there's not enough people here to do stand up. I'm taking you all to the strip club.
Oh, how
so
fun.
like 30 of us go to the strip club. It's got less people than I do, and I've never felt such success in my life. If pussy can't win, if pussy can't win, I've won this game.
Do you remember that the Cleveland Improv was next door to a massive strip club?
Wasn't it a male strip club?
No,
but it was like a mega strip club.
There was, because I remember
That
that
club was rough.
I got booed because a stripper died
What, in
there.
Cleveland?
Yeah, a stripper died
On the job?
on the job.
No way.
Yeah, and I made some like just throwaway joke about like her dying what she did best or love what she's doing, and
She died doing what she loved.
yeah, something like that, you know, because I think she went for like some acrobatic thing and fell.
Oh, no.
From the second story. You
I
know?
thought you meant she OD'd. You were like she did some sort
No,
of trick.
she did like a trick, and
wow.
She Owen Harted or whatever.
yeah. So I said something about like, you know, don't worry, you know, there's not going to be any stripper deaths, something like that, and they were just like, no. I was like, oh, you guys have a lot of heart for the the place next door. Okay,
That was all,
That was a rough
that
one.
Cleveland Improv was always the most.
Hard.
I remember like the first time I went there, I'm like, who did you guys say was playing here?
yeah.
Because this doesn't seem like they're here for me. And then it turned out to be fantastic. But I was like, this is.
Yeah.
Am I filling in for somebody? Because
Same, yeah.
I think you forgot to take down a poster of somebody else.
Yeah. Well, I remember I was like the only white girl on the whole year calendar, and I was like, whoa.
It's weird how cities do that. Like Denver Improv was like that too.
Yeah.
You know, if you did the.
It's way more. It's
My
horrible.
first show in that Cleveland, I had a prostitute and the pimp thrown out. There was a guy. No, it was a hooker and the client were thrown out of my show, and he had the Bluetooth in, and I could see it lighting
Cleveland?
up in Cleveland. A hooker and the John.
I had a guy arrested at my first Cleveland show because, and this was amazing.
Was there cops in that?
Yeah, there's a cop
No,
there.
in
It
the
was
showroom
24, but they called
every-
more cops for this.
No way.
So one of
Gonna
the
take more than one.
One of the items on the menu was, this is so amazing, and I'm not exaggerating this. It was like 1 pound of chicken wings, right? And that was the order. Mm-hmm. The guy orders it.
Market price.
Market price. Eats it, and then goes, "That wasn't a pound." No way. And they're like, "What?" And he's like, "That wasn't a pound." And they're like, "Well, you ate like."
A pound?
A pound.
Yeah.
He's like, there's no way. He starts asking them if that was the pre-frozen weight and the post weight. And they're like, look, man.
Right.
He's like, well, I'm not paying for it because that's false advertising.
I'm with him.
And they're like, you ordered it and you ate most of it. And so he goes, no. So they go into the lobby area where the bar was. Mm-hmm. And they go, hey, man, the police, there was a police officer there. They bring in another police officer. And they go, here's what it is. I understand what you're saying. I understand about the advertising, and I understand about what you think it weighed. You either got to pay this, or you're going to go to jail. And he goes like this.
How much for $7.99?
Yeah.
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 Oh my God! Good thing I ate well before I go to jail.
And by the way, that's my first time in Cleveland. I'm like, this is gonna be a rough fucking week if
And
this
it
is what's going on
certainly
here.
was.
It's so bizarre. That area where the Improv is and that strip club
Oh my
is,
God.
it's you can tell bodies have been found there.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it's so bizarre. It's just like, oh, this is it. It's like a scene out of a horrible movie, and then you go up to hilarities, and you're like, rainbows and lollipops. It doesn't
Yeah.
make sense at all.
And I so for the longest time I was managed by a company who I won't say the name of, but I wasn't allowed to do
curious to know.
hilarities. And one time I did walk by and I was like, wait a minute, there's another club in Cleveland and I can be doing that.
That club's great.
And I canceled on the other one, and they were like, just don't go to hilarities. He'll be so mad, the owner of the Cleveland Improv. I'm like, all right, shit. So for years, I still haven't done
And he's
hilarities.
the sweetest guy. the
Yeah,
owner.
you got to do hilarities. Why
I
are you
know.
not doing
I
hilarities?
I had it
Why
on
am
the
I
books.
telling you to
and
do
then-
anything right now?
Yeah.
Like
during the
that
pandemic.
guy, what's his name? You remember the owner?
Nick.
Nick, yeah.
Yeah.
So Nick would like.
Well, I hope it
he's
survived.
an older guy, and he'd like do that thing where he touches your face. He's like, "Did you eat yet this week?"
he's
And you're like,
he's
"Yeah."
concerned about.
He's like,
he gives you
"Hey,
gifts.
Bring him something to eat, and you're like, "I'm fine." He's like, "No, what do you want? Salmon or steak or something?" You're like, "Dude."
Yeah.
And then
he's very much like Mike Lacey.
I didn't know that. Yes, he is. Like
Which one's Mike Lacey?
Hermosa.
Hermosa. You gotta have some food. You gotta have
So
some food.
Sweet.
Then he
Nick-
runs away and washes his hands.
Nick, back in the day, was boxed.
Oh, you can tell. Yeah.
And I went up to him one time and go like this, dude, like guys who really boxed, they have an instinctive reaction to that.
Yeah.
And so I went like this, and he fucking jabbed me.
And he's still
And he's
built
like 75.
and he built like a brick shithouse.
Yeah,
Still. Yeah.
yeah.
You're just like
Yeah, and I was like, he's like, well, don't do it. You freaked me. You scared me when you did that. I was like, dude.
I thought we were fighting.
I thought we were
Oh
fucking
my
around.
God. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Hello, and thank you for watching that highlight. If you want to see more of those, we have them. They're provided for you. So enjoy. Just do a deep dive like you're trying to study us. Click on these and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, and then they'll just be delivered to you. You can watch them when they come out. Please do it.